Over heat number 1 for the midgets. Over 10 laps, event 8 tonight. Start of a huge program. First race tonight, event 8. Great to have Trev catch up with all the boys down there. Okay, as they get lined up behind the Super G Porto illuminated event high pace vehicle, we got the 57 of Sid Whittaker, the 14 Michael Harters, the 99 Brock Dean. Brock out there in the Hawk-powered aggressor. Beside him, the 85 of Trent Usher. Got a couple missing out of this one. The 92 of Brendan Palmer. Certainly one to watch out for. Sleeve swing with the 8 car on the outside. Set to go. 10 laps. That Whittaker gets away to a good start. Mark George is up there too in car 15 in addition to the program. Got a very good start out there at the moment for the 57, the current Queensland champion, who gets a little bit crossed up out of turn number 4. Brock Green tries the outside run on him down through turns 1 and 2. A good run for him. Palmer trying the big outside run outside Michael Harders. Can't quite do it. Mark George poking the nose of the 15 up there too and coming into the equation big time. Brock Green, a big move. He takes over the lead from the 57 there with Sid Whittaker. Brendan Palmer in 3rd place. A little bit of a gap back there. Michael Harders and Mark George right up there as well in the 15 car. Further back there too, Steve Swingler, and at the rear of the field is Trent Usher in car number 95. So our leader, Brock Dean, looking very good. See the laps posted on the Super G Porto notice board right up the top of turn number 3. George trying for an inside run on Michael Harders and successfully completes that run and moves himself up into 4th spot. A good battle for the lead here now. Coming back hard is Sid Whittaker, keeping the pole line run for him. Below Palmer for Polar Ice and the Polar Ice Series, of course, are running for that tonight. Gets a good run on him out of turn number 2 and closes up with McCarling. Switches his attack to the outside. Trying to go around the outside. Whittaker getting good power out of the 57. Brock Dean is a tearaway leader in this one. Dean going out wide, looking for 3rd out of 2. Gets the wheels in line early and a beautiful run. Poetry in motion out here for the 99 man, Brock Dean. In 2nd place, Sid Whittaker. Palmer tries him on. Just can't catch up at the moment. Mark George coming into the equation. And Palmer, if he continues with his outside run without success, he might be in danger of being relegated to a 3rd spot. At the moment, it's Brock Dean, our leader. Sid Whittaker in 2nd place. A beautiful action shot from High Performance Videos as they came out of turn at number 2 that time around. White flag out. 1 to go. Brock Dean, Sid Whittaker. Palmer, one last chance in the last lap. Palmer goes out looking to drive. Mark George there as well. Here's the checkered flag coming out, and it's going to go to Brock Dean. Brock Dean, our winner, takes the win. Oh, Palmer on the outside, got up to 2nd. Sid Whittaker in 3rd. Followed by Mark George. Race time 2:30.157. 2:30.157 race time, 2:30.157, 99 Brock Dean first, 92 Brendan Palmer second, 57 Sid Whittaker in 3rd place. Best lap 14.433 by Brock Dean. Put your hands together for the guys as they head back to the pits. Okay, second group coming out now. Robbie Stewart will be in this one, the 91. So we're looking at Robbie Stewart in the 91, and on the outside, Grant Drainey, car number 7. Of course, Grant's out there in the Hawk-powered Spike. Lucky 7 Racing. The 78, Jeremy Hassel there. On his outside, the 5, Rodney Hart. As we go further back to 25, former Victorian champ with the brand new motor, Anthony Chaffee. Darren Vine on his outside. Matty Greenwood at the rear of the field. So Greenwood, you see how he tries to lead his way through the field, 3 abreast. Vine held out wide. Gets brought for a little bit of a run. Chaffee got a good run there and he's worked his way up into 4th place. But our leader in the lucky strike 7, it's Grant Drainey. On the inside, 91, Rob Stewart. Oh, Out there is 78, Jeremy Hassel, who's giving them plenty of hurry up. Oh, we got a spinner. Spinner up the top there, and it's Rodney Harders. Rodney Harders in car number 5. Out there in the Hawk powered Enforcer. Rookie of the year, by the way, too, in the 2010-11 season, and B-grade club champion for the same year. He's a service advisor, qualified motor mechanic. There's Ross up here working hard, getting things in order. Okay, lights are out. Should be good to go. Frankie's ready with the green. Gives us the thumbs up. And a good start too out there for the 7 of Grant Draney, who holds an early lead on the restart. Challenging back there the third and fourth. Chaffee working away on the inside of Jeremy Hassel. Oh, problems momentarily by Robbie Stewart. Good. Anthony Chaffee, no favours whatsoever in the 25 car. He had to do it all over again. He's back in 5th spot at the moment. The big mover in the pack is the man already up into 2nd place. That's Jeremy Hassel. Matty Greenwood. Young Matt has done beautifully. He's come through from the rear of the field, folks. He's up into 2nd place. Matt Greenwood, currently 2nd in the Polar Ice Series. Down the main straight one more time. With 5 to go, half a jetty to go. Matt Greenwood all over our leader, Grant Draney. Looking the way through. Continues with the outside run. Hassel trying to go with him. Then we go further back to the 91 of Robbie Stewart, the 19 of Darren Bryan, and the 25 of Anthony Chaffee. Rodney Harders at the rear. Darren Bryan out of proceedings, unfortunately. Darren Bryan, the 19. Greenwood and Grant Draney going at it, hammering tongs. 2.5 laps from home with this one. Matty Greenwood, Grant Draney, they run right away from the rest of the field. Hassel further back in the 78 car, but Chaffee through on his inside. Anthony Chaffee moves himself up in the 3rd spot. But Greenwood is going to take this one out. 1 to go. He should be able to bring it over from here. Matt Greenwood in 2nd place. Grant Draney's been a superb ride by Greenwood. As I said, he started from the rear of the field. The white flag changes to a checker. And we got Matt Greenwood coming around now to complete the journey. Greenwood first, the 98, 7 Grant Draney at 25 Anthony Chaffee in 3rd place, followed by the 91 of Robbie Stewart and the 78 of Jeremy Hassel, who faded towards the end. But put your hands together for young Matt Greenwood. Oh, what a superb effort. He started right from the rear of the field and took the win. You can't do any better than that. On his outside, the 99 of Brock Dean out there in the Hawk-powered Aggressor. We go further back to Michael Harders in car number 14. He's a Hawk-powered stealth car, that one. The 57 of Sid Whittaker, the current Queensland champion, is next in line. We go further back then to 15, Mark George. Mark's driving, of course, a Porsche-powered breaker, and we're set to go. 10 laps. And a good start by Steve Swingler as he gets away very nicely indeed and sets him a merry dance. Brendan Palmer tried the outside move and whizzes into the lead very smartly indeed. Palmer wasting no time, picking him up, putting him down in fine style. So 92 of Brendan Palmer, our leader. Steve Swingler in 2nd place momentarily because wasting no time at all. Brock Dean has worked his way through. Sid Whittaker's further back in the field. In 3rd place at the moment. He's got the pressure being brought to bear from behind by the 14 car of Michael Harders. Oh, out of shape in the lead, but still hanging on to it, Brendan Palmer. And that closes it up, and Dean moves right in on him. It's a good race for the 1st place here at the moment with 3 laps down. Brendan Palmer, Brock Dean, Sid Whittaker still there in 3rd place, followed by Steve Swingler. Michael Harders try as he might, he can't catch up to the number 8 car, who after a bit of a dodgy start is rock solid there in 4th place at the moment. You can forget the rest, but a great challenge being mounted by the 99 around the outside of Brock Dean. Whittaker closing right up there too. As I said, the current Queensland champ, he's right there. Palmer holding a narrow lead as we get past the halfway mark, and Dean on the inside finally gets the better of him. Brock Dean it is. Brendan Palmer in second place. Sid Whittaker will not be denied. He's coming back strongly, side by side out of turn number 4. Steve Swingler further back, followed by Mark George, Michael Hart is fading, and Trent Usher in the Vibe Machine in car number 85 at the rear of the field. Palmer trying to come back, having lost the lead a couple of laps ago, and he's on the inside of the 99. This is a very, very good race. 2 3/4 laps, we've got problems. Mark George spins it around. The 2009 Queensland champion. Event 14, heat number 3 for the midgets. What is an action-packed program as always out here at Queensland's Hammer Speedway Supercheap Auto. Archerfield Speedway. Dean and Palmer, oh, close up, bit of a nudge there as Palmer had to roll out of the throttle. And Whittaker did well not to barrel him hard. Very race aware he was, the 57 pilot, in third place at the moment. Steve Swingler further back, Mark George coming for a run on the inside of Michael Harders, and Trent Usher at the rear of the field. Michael will be a little bit disappointed with the way he's running. He's well up in the point scoring, currently 4th in the championships for Polar Ice. And it's the 99 of Brock Dean coming around here now. Checkered flag time this time around. Put your hands together for him. Brock Dean is going to come across the line and take this one out. In second place, Brendan Palmer in the 92. 57, Sid Whittaker. Oh, look at this for the run. Right, Steve Swingler in 4th place. Very, very narrowly indeed. But round of applause, please, for 99 Brock Dean, 92 Brendan Palmer, and 57 Sid Whittaker. Please put your hands together for them, folks, as they come past us. Fantastic racing. Car owned by Mark Craven. Up behind the illuminated event high super cheap auto pace vehicle, where we've got Greenwood on the inside, Chaffee on the out. Rodney Hart is in 5 on the second row of the grid. 78 of Jeremy Hassel. The 91 of Robbie Stewart, and the 7 of Grant Rainey. Unfortunately, problems for Darren Vine we saw earlier. Looks pretty significant, not out in this heat, unfortunately for him. Matty Greenwood, the young fellow, roaring away very quickly. What a sensational young driver this fellow is. Rookie of the year 2008-9, most improved driver the last season. It's him in the lead. Rodney Hart is having his best run so far tonight. Chaffee on that inside run in the 25 car. Up in 3rd place. Drainey looking for somewhere to go. At the moment there's no opening for him, but he's gnawing away with the 7 trying on the inside of Jeremy Hassel. Rodney Harders. Good run by him in the number 5 car. Well, this is the best run he's had for a long while out there in the 5 car. We saw him spin out in his first heat. At the moment it's Matty Greenwood, Rodney Harders, a couple of the young guns out there. Former Victorian champion Anthony Chaffee there in 3rd, although getting a little bit out of shape. And starting to be attacked out there, firstly by the 78 of Jeremy Hassel. Really having trouble getting power to that 78 machine tonight, but starting to come alive a little bit in this one. Works up on the inside of the Harders as we speak, and all of a sudden he finds himself in 2nd place. Greenwood. Harders having nothing of it though at the moment, and he's fighting back the challenge of Jeremy Hassel, who's got to do it all over again. Further back to Chaffee, Grant Drainey, and the 91 of Robbie Stewart at the rear of the field. Chaffee, the big move, goes through on the inside of Harders and takes over 3rd spot in a strategic move. Oh, we got problems out there for the 78 of Jeremy Hassel. Finds himself out in the heavy going. So it's Greenwood. Oh, spinner up the top. Jeremy Hassel brings out the caution. Jeremy Hassel brings out the caution. Set to go. 4 laps remaining in event 15 for the midgets heat number 4. Matt Greenwood is our leader. Matt Greenwood in the 98. In the 2nd place at the moment, Jeremy Hassel. The Anthony Chaffee 25 car. He's having a really good run out here. Through on the inside now. Rodney Harders goes 7. Grant Drainey works himself up into the second place there. Robbie Stewart, problems for him. Looks like he's going to pull to the infield. 2 to go. And Matt Greenwood is our leader. In second place, Anthony Chaffee doing a beautiful job out there. He'd be wrapped, as I said earlier, on a brand new engine in this car, and it's performing beautifully. White flag out this time around. In third place, Drainey. In fourth place, Rodney Hart has had a fair old drive. Hassel's had his problems out there. Hasn't been the best of nights for him so far. We know what he's capable of, and it's just not working for him tonight so far. It certainly is for this man, though. 98, Matty Greenwood in first place. In second place at 25 of Anthony Chaffee. Grant Drainey in third place. The fastest lap, by the way, a 14.676. Fastest lap, 14.676 to Matty Greenwood. So put your hands together, please, for him. The 98 car of Matty Greenwood as he comes around here now, taking the victory tonight. A splendid drive also out there for Anthony Chaffee in car number 25. Grant Drainey had a very good runner. Brendan Palmer will move up on the inside of the second row. Grant Drainey will be on his outside in the lucky 7 machine. Anthony Chaffee and Sid Whittaker continuing on his good work. Mark George of the 15, Steve Swingler. 2 similarly coloured cars. Jeremy Hassel in car number 78, as we said earlier on there. Michael Harder's car number 14, always beautifully presented. Trent Usher, Rodney Harders, and no Robbie Stewart, unfortunately. Set to go. 20 laps the journey for the midgets. Oh, a bit of a challenge down there on the bottom. Bit of canning down there by Brendan Palmer. Taking no prisoners whatsoever. Everybody was lucky to survive that. That was a hard challenge indeed. But emerging from it is Brendan Palmer. Our 2 front row combatants there. Greenwood ball. We got a spinner. Anthony Chaffee. 3 of those 4, 1, 2, 3, as they started out. So already through qualifying after the 2 heats, they've risen to the top of the tree, and at the 92, Brendan Palmer. He's going to be a hard man to pick back from there, as always, as he leads up through turn number 3 and out of 4, down the main straight one more time, and it's Palmer leading the way. Dean in second place, Greenwood in third. Sid Whittaker up in fourth in the 57 car. Behind him is Grant Drainey for the Lucky Strike 7 car. Thinking about a little bit of a challenge on the inside with Sid Whittaker behind Matty Greenwood, who's just dropping back a little bit from the 99 of Brock Dean. At the moment, Palmer's got a healthy advantage as they work turn number 3. The majority of the field still in the back straight. So it's Palmer, our leader. Dean within striking distance in second place, followed by Matt Greenwood. Then up the top of the track. Caught beautifully on high performance video. I must admit I caught it on the monitor out the corner of my eye as I was following the leaders through, and it's Stevie Swingler. Up and over big time. Right in the middle of turn number 4. He's okay, folks. How about that? Put your hands together for him, please. Obviously, the body language suggests he's not a happy chappy down there, but the main thing is he's okay. Testimony to the safety of these cars, as always. So red lights and flags around, so everybody's just got to stop. We'll have a complete push away once they change to the amber flasher. But yeah.
Yeah, down here, Stevie Swingler, mate. Not a nice way to exit the A main.
Nah, not a nice way at all. It happens, but yeah, nothing you can do about it. You just fix it and go again.
You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm okay. It's all good.
That's good. We'll see you back in the next round, Steve. There is Stevie Swingler in the car owned by Stan Burrows.
The girls work so hard week in, week out, selling that 50-50 raffle. And thanks to everybody who bought a ticket. Set to go. Palmer will lead them around. Brock Dean in second place, Matty Greenwood. Close enough to strike if he's good enough in the depleted field. Well, Brock Dean had a bit of a go at the back of the 92 coming out of turn number 2 as we work the main straight this time around. Greenwood right up the back of the 99 in front of him. Nose to tail they go through, followed by Sid Whittaker. Grant Draney doing his level best to try and keep Mark George at bay out in car number 15. They're just coming out of turn number 4. A big gaggle of cars behind them as we look at Rodney Harders, Michael Harders, Jeremy Hassel, and right around the outside looks like the Chaffee machine, the 25 car, as they continue on their merry way. And it's a Polar Ice car, 92, and it's still Brendan Palmer, our leader. Nothing has changed up the front of the field. Very similar situation lap after lap in the initial stages of this race. Brendan Palmer, our leader. In second place, the 99 of Brock Dean, and Matty Greenwood in third. Sid Whittaker has got Grant Draney all over the back of him. Mark George just dropping back behind Draney, just a few lengths behind. And that's him in the 15 car just going past us now. The 78 of Jeremy Hassel will follow them through. Going very wide through the bottom turn. And up the back straight. Following our leader through, Sid Whittaker's got through on the inside. Oh, Dean with a brilliant run up there. Sid Whittaker, the man on a move out here. Trent Usher pulls to the infield. We've still got the 92. In the lead, Brendan Palmer from Brock Dean. A little bit of a margin back to Sid Whittaker. Matty Greenwood has got to try and fight back over Whittaker. Whittaker holding the aces at the moment in third spot in that little duel, and it's been a good one. Grant Draney further back. He's going to be the next in line to have a shot at Greenwood, who just seems to be ailing just a little, losing a little bit of momentum. I'm not sure whether the tyres are going off on that car, but he appears to be just falling back in the clutches of Grant Draney. So still Palmer out to about a 20-25 metre lead. Maybe a little bit more as they go up the back straight, near enough to half the length of the straight, and that's significant in the context of the race. The 92 of Brendan Palmer, our leader. Well, the battle back behind Rodney Hardis, and down the main straight. On the inside of him goes Anthony Chaffee, still fighting for every position and every point available in the series. Remembering being a series, all is not won or lost in one race meeting. Palmer, Brendan Palmer, looking to try and catch up those few points that he's behind in the series. Here's the battle for second and third. Whittaker coming on strongly once again in the 57, challenging on the inside out of turn number 2 with Brock Dean just in front of him. That's the big one in the race. We've only got 4 laps to go this time around. Brendan Palmer, Brock Dean fights off the challenge from Whittaker. Matty Greenwood still hanging in there. Grant Draney seems to be able to catch up and don't go any further. Mark George and Jeremy Hassel. Hassel's finally found some form in that 78 car, but it's taken a while. Switches the attack to the inside and goes straight through on the inside of the 15 of Mark George. Further back in the field, the 5 of Rodney Harders, but their leader has just skipped right away with this one. Only 2 to go. And it's going to be Brendan Palmer take the chocolates in this one. Brendan Palmer, our leader, 99 of Brock Dean in second place. Sid Whittaker's done a marvellous job in third. White flag out this time around. Palmer. Brendan Palmer. Oh, we got a caution. Caution up the top. We got problems up the top. Matty Greenwood. Oh, they were battling of racing. You just never know till the checkered flag. Sid Whittaker, Matty Greenwood. Sitting there ready to go. Green-white checker. The first flag you'll see is a green. And away we go with Brendan Palmer up the back straight. Oh, Dean not close enough. That's probably it. That will be it for sure. Palmer. White flag out. We've got the green. This is the white. Sid Whittaker. One last challenge out there. I think the first man safe. Oh, Dean. Once again for the second lap in a row, a little bit of untidy coming out of turn number 2. Checker flag time, and the way they go. 92 Brendan Palmer, 99 Brock Dean, and the 57 Sid Whittaker. Jeremy Hassel in the 78, the best run he's had tonight. He had a couple of shockers in the heats, But salute this man. Put your hands together for him, please. What a superb run in the Polar Ice car, the 92. Come on, folks. Put your hands together for him. Brendan Palmer in second place. Brock Dean in the 99, and Sid Whittaker in car 57 in the third place for the midget feature race here tonight for Polar Ice, and a big thank you. So we'll have a presentation downstairs. The boys just extricating themselves from the cars. Brendan's already out there. Rock takes the helmet off. His night's work is done. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, once again, as they get their helmets off and they'll be able to hear you this time, big round of applause for the boys downstairs. There we go. John Kelly just having, promoted John Kelly just having a little aside through the window here. So we're ahead of the program because we'd like to get everybody home in bed and rest up because of the two big nights we've got Friday, Saturday. We want you out here early, folks. It's going to be an absolute screamer.
Well, thanks, Bob. We'll do the presentations now to the guys for the round of the Polar Ice Midget Series. In third place, put your hands together for Sid Whittaker. Congratulations, mate. A fairly tremendous battle between yourself and Brock Dean throughout that race, but unfortunately just didn't quite have enough.
No, mate, we've been struggling a little bit on the slick tracks lately, but we're still searching. We're getting better and better. I'd just like to thank my sponsors, G&W Racing. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have been here tonight. Scotty Wilson from Australian Paving Services. Those guys supplied a tyre and fuel for me to be here tonight. Couldn't do it without them. The extra crew that we had to borrow tonight because my crew had to work. Without everyone, it wouldn't be possible. And mate, John Kelly, give yourself the biggest pat on the back. This racetrack is the best I've ever raced on, and that's the best midget racing I've ever done. I love it.
Congratulations, Sid. Well done. We'll get you to jump up on the podium there in third spot. Second tonight, put your hands together for Brock Dean. Brought your own fan base along, mate.
Yeah, bring them everywhere, mate.
Mate, as I said, good battle out there with Sid, but unfortunately Brendan Palmer just a little bit too much for you tonight.
Yeah, they just got their car a bit nicer tonight, and we just couldn't give him anything. So good battle between me and Sid, though. Second place is always better than running last, isn't it?
Certainly is. You can't look nice through the heat races, though. What do you think happened in the main? You're just too tight in the setup, maybe?
Yeah, we're just off a little bit. I think I know where we went wrong, but we'll keep that under wraps for now anyway.
Yeah, a bit late now to fix it, isn't it, I guess?
Yeah, it certainly is.
Mate, congratulations. We'll get you to jump up on the podium there in second spot. And the winner of the round of tonight's Polar Ice Midget Series, put your hands together for Brendan Palmer. Congratulations, mate. Always nice to win the sponsors event, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good when you got the guys at Polar Ice and Berry's Refrigeration sitting there up on the hill, and you know, if it wasn't for Jack and all the guys that worked for him, you know, put this together, we wouldn't be here. And Polar Ice Series, Polar Ice car, all the boys on the crew just did a good job, and we just had to get to the front and try and hold it, you know.
Guys have got that car singing nicely. That Hawk's running well.
Yeah, it's been going good, you know. Barry and Stephen Graham gave us a good motor, and old Spanners, he goes to Chili Bowl to work on Pickens' car. You know, tomorrow he leaves, and you know, he's turned the spanners tonight, and he did an absolute awesome job. And yeah, the whole deal's been going well, and we should have won on Saturday night, but we let it slip. And yeah, around here we've got it dialed in at the moment.
Well, you certainly won tonight, and in fine fashion. Congratulations. Jump up on the podium there and take the spoils of victory. Round 4 of the Polar Ice Midget Series. Could you put your hands together for Sid Whittaker, Brock Dean, and tonight's winner, Brendan Palmer.
Well, once again, everybody, welcome to Queensland's home of Speedway, Super Cheap Auto, Archerfield Speedway. Engine starts and track back just about completed, and we'll be underway with the sprint car hot laps very shortly. Good to see Richard Morgan back, car 54. Car 54, Richard Morgan. All right, green flag, and we're set to go here. First group. Morgan medal. Corp. 77 of Shane Stewart from the USA. North Queensland 92, Tony Wynn. '83, Dave Murcott. 27, Stevie Johnson. And the 25, James McFadden. Flag out. One more lap. And Tony Wynn spins it around up the top there in the 92 car. Tony Wynn. Car number 92. Okay, Dave Murcott in the Q83 car, the fastest in that group. 13.439, 77 Shane Stewart, 13.608. Folks, don't write these into your program because you'll need it for the time trials. This is just the hot laps, just out of interest only. So Dave Murcott, Shane Stewart, Richard Morgan, our top three in that. Brian Mann, James McFadden, Tony Wynn, Anthony Lambert, Todd Wanless and Stevie Johnson in that order. Okay, we're going on the NT5, Danny Reedy. Once again, just a reminder folks to stay back from the rails at the bottom of the spectator mounts if you would please. Rico Abreu fastest of that group. 89 Rico Abreu 12.068. 21 Gary Brazier 12.181. And Dave Muir 12.530. Kevin Tippman next fastest. Jason Johnson. Danny Reedy. Daniel Needham, Darryl Hodges and Darren Jensen with no time on the 75. American Sprint Car Cup. Early brought to you by the Cadios and Roofing. Peter Lack in car 58, the fastest in that group. 58 Peter Lack, 12.105, and next Jeremy Cross 39, the A1 of Brooke Tatnell, 68 Cam Gessner, and 68 Pete Thorley. The fast boys in that particular group, as I said, times just inconsequential as far as the overall scheme of things is concerned here this evening. The all-important time trials, as you can see, will follow. Trail of Ann, 71 entry from Toowoomba. So we go on the 3, they can start up any time, they try to get spread out. Robbie Farr, the car number 7 that time around, 11.706. 20, Luke Oldfield, 12.146. 25, Andrew Shirley, 12.209. 37, Grant Anderson, 12.217. Donny Schatz followed by Paul Morris, Clem Hoffmans, Matty Butler, and Dan Murray. And so on down for fast time, and so on down the list. Joining me in commentary tonight will, of course, as always, be Trevor Petts downstairs. Trev's running around getting information. I see him down there a little while ago. So Brian Mandrew, marble number 1. Now they do 2 laps, folks. They have 2 cracks at this. This is the start-up lap for him. Green flag. There we go, 11.852, folks. If you look on the Super 2.0 board, 11.852, first time around for him. This time 11.720, 11.720, so you all can see out of turn number 4. As James McFadden, the man who's been causing a sensation in the World Series Sprint Cars, out on track at the moment. First time up 11.518, 11.518. Goes to the top of the charts, 11.518. Just keep an eye on that scoreboard up there, Super Chief Auto scoreboard. 11.470, he improves his time, 11.470. So he goes to the top of the chart. Todd Wallace on the run here now on car number 2. Out there for Action Miller Recyclers and Tyre Power. First time up on the board, 11.847, 11.847 has him in third out of 3. So Todd will be looking for an improvement this time around. And 11.847 is the time he goes with, 11.870 last time around. Richard Morgan out there in car 54 next out. But you can keep an eye, as I said, up on the top of turn number 4, that top mark you see. Let's see what Richard gets. He gets a 12.210, a 12.210. And that currently has him 4th out of the 4. Looking for an improvement this time around. 12.144 does improve, but a fair way behind. Here we go. Shane Stewart, one of our top Americans, took out the feature race the other night in fine style on New Year's Day. Out there for Cransman's Caravan. Shane gets a 11.883, 11.883. Currently in 4th spot. 11.883. 11.824. 11.824 puts him in 3rd behind James McFadden and Brian Mann. Anthony Lambert, the man out on track. For Pengilly, trucks and trailers. Let's see what his first time up. 12.265, 12.265. So we've got James McFadden at the top of the pack from Brian Mann, Shane Stewart, Todd Wallace, Richard Morgan, and Anthony Lambert looking to improve. Across to the right there, 12.354. So a little bit slower that time around. Dave Merker in the 83 car. Similar looking to Brian Mann's, of course. At first glance, you'd swear he was in the same car, but 11.645. Good run, puts him in 3rd at the moment. In 2nd, actually. And across the line there now. There we go. Dave Merger, 11.645, his best time. El Toro Earth Moving. Stevie Johnson. Whoa, problems for Big Steve out there. Brings proceedings to a sudden halt. Okay, just going over those times there. James McFadden at the head of the pack. All right, Stevie fired up. Stevie fired up. The time of 56.080. But the time was on. So it's a disastrous run for him, unfortunately. Realised a futile exercise, so he goes to back to base and sadly out of this one. Daniel Needham, New South Wales, 95 car, only young fella. Looking good out here at the moment. Understeering a little bit through the turn number 4. 12.773, 12.773. Has him up in 8th place. Had a good run going. Let's see if he can finish this one off. No, he can't. Problems out of into turn number 3, I should say. So 13.413 has him in 8th, just in front of Stevie Johnson. Hodgie out here now. Darryl Hodges in the Q5 car. Darryl Hodges. First time up for him, 12.156. 12.156. He'll be looking to get into the 11s. No doubt about it this time around. Rico O'Reilly next out. 12.176. So Hodgie 12.156 first out. So Rico, car the 11th car out on track. Let's see what this brilliant young American can do from St. Helena in California. 11.823, has him in 4th at the moment. Big problems out of 2 for him. So it won't be a flash time second time around. 13.076, but he's currently in 4th spot. Okay, Blingy Muir man out on track here now, and it's 12.057 for Dave Muir. He puts him right in the middle of the pack there in 7th position at the moment. 12.057. 12.898. Looks like I might have problems down there for Dave Muir. There's a Palms Resort, Danny Reedy, our man out on track here now. In the NT5 car, Danny Reedy. At the moment, James McFadden, Dave Burgett, Byland. 12.343, not real flash. Danny back in 11th spot out of 13 cars. 12.362 that time around. So 3.43, he runs with a 12.343. A little bit of a disappointing run for him. Jason Johnson's on track here now. Another one of our strong American contingent here tonight, folks. .900, currently in 7th spot behind Todd Monless. 11.900. 11.861, still in 7th. Oh, Gary Brazier. Gazza on track. If anybody can set a fast time, it's this man. Poetry in motion at the moment, looking very nice indeed. 11.828. Looked a bit faster than that, 11.828. But Gary Brazier in 6th at the moment. Gary Brazier coming around. 12.170, so Gazza. Kevin Tipman out on track, so Gary Brazier 11.828 back in 6th at the moment, still led by James McFadden, Dave Merkett, Kevin Tipman for John Tipman Racing Services in the cool. 12.409. Normally a very good time trialist, this man, but just having trouble getting the power down. 12.316, and a bit of an improvement, but still some work to do in the heats. From South Australia, Ricky Mayolo. Love's coming up here, we don't see him often enough. 12.264, a tidy first effort for Ricky in 12th. And coming around now to finish off, 12.395, so 12.264. On track here now, folks. Current World of Outlaws champion, the 14, Jason Myers. From USA, the World of Outlaws champ, Jason Myers. 12.270. Across the line, 12.051. So 9th spot for Jason Myers. Jeremy Cross. New South Wales 39 car, Jeremy Cross. Problems for him on that run, so it'll be a slow time, 13.131. It is 13.131. Just above Stevie Johnson, who's 56.080. 12.078, a better time, no doubt about it for Jeremy Cross. A respectable 11th at the moment. Green flag time for 51 there of Dylan Jenkin from South Australia. Dylan Jenkin from South Australia. 12.019, a good first up effort for the South Australian. 12.019. You can check the time on the Superchip Auto board out of turn number 3. 12.211, so a little bit slower that time round. 12.211. Not bad though. Pete Thorley out on track here now. Pete Thorley driving the illuminated event hire 69 Brett Thomas machine here tonight. So Pete Thorley. 12.526 first out. 12.526. Checker flag time, 12.526. Let's see what Pete can do. 12.357, 12.357 for Pete Thorley, currently in 19th position. Cam Gessner. Out there for Metal Corp, Cameron Gessner in car number 68. Frankie's got the white flag out. He'll get the first time posted. 12.267, not bad, 12.267. But in 17th spot, very tightly congested middle group here at the moment. 12.384, so a bit slower second time round. He'll go with a 12.267. Peter Lack for Caltex Energy, Queensland and GW Racing. Still James McFadden, their fast man. 12.426, 12.426. For Peter Lack, 12.426. 12.423, so very, very close indeed. Brooke Tatnall. The A1 car of Brooke Tatnall, folks. The one and only, the famous racing name. 12.165, 12.165. Very, very closely contested this, that's for sure. 12.22221, 12.221 for Tatnall. So he finds himself back in the bunch a little. For Supercheap Auto, the dude himself. Car 67, Paul Morris. Through turns 3 and 4. White flag, first time posted. 12.854, 12.854. Down in 24th position. 12.854 first time. 12.539, so he moves up a couple of spots. Robbie Farr. Track record holder, Robbie Farr. What can he do? Can he unseat James McFadden at the top of the 11.470? If anybody's capable of doing it, he can. 11.603, 11.603. He's already up in a second place. A little bit untidy out of turn number 2 that time round. 12.121, so Robbie Farr up into second place. So we got James McFadden, Robbie Farr, Dave Murcott and Brian Mann and Rico Abreu, our top 5. Matty Butler, our next man. Matt Butler in car number 71. 12.797, 12.797. See posted on the Supercheap Auto scoreboard. Matt Butler 12.797 and 12.777. 12.777 doesn't move him up, but gets him a little bit of an improvement. 44, Dan Murray next out. Dangerous Dan Murray. Few people having trouble out of turn number 2. Dan Murray 12.802, 12.802 first time for him. Dan Murray currently in 27th spot. Clem Hoffman's next out. It's not going to be a sensational time. 13.467. 13.467 keeps him in 27th spot. Clem Hoffman's in car number 3 for Spantlock Toolboxes. Clem Hoffman's. Clem 13.133, 13.133 in 28th spot. 13.063, so consistent effort out there. Next car out on track, Grant Anderson from Victoria. His first time 12.777. In the scheme of things, not bad at all for Grant Anderson. Getting it hooked up nicely out of turns 3 and 4. And 12.393. Pretty respectable indeed. Right, big patios and roofing. Car number 25, Andrew Shirley. Knows this track like the back of his hand. Once again, a little bit wide out of 2. 12.390, 12.390. Currently behind Pete Thorley in 23rd spot. And 12.317. Once again, consistent effort indeed. Donny Shots. The amazing Donny Shots. USA 17 car next hour. What can Donny do? Once again, a little wide out of 2. 12.355, 12.355. The next rule wanted the car to take them wide out of turn 2. Donny Shots 12.332. Donny Shots 12.322. So Donny not figuring the top spots out here. 20. Luke Oldfield, the dirt modified driver. Luke Oldfield, let's see how Luke goes. 13.150, 13.150. Next time around for him. 13.123, 13.123 for Luke Oldfield. All right, folks. Put your hands together, please. James McFadden, what a superb effort out there. Big round of applause, please, for all our competitors here tonight. James McFadden, Robbie Farr, Dave Merker, Brian Mann and Rico Abreu, our top 5 out here in qualifying. Okay, we've got the 50-50 raffle happening very soon. We're just about get underway with our official opening, folks. So, folks, as the pit crew go back to base there, we're just, as I said, getting ready for our official opening. We'll have the grand parade of our American visitors and some of our top Australians as well. Well, firstly, the national anthem of the United States of America. Now, folks, if you could remain standing, please, while we do a swap over. Righto, ladies and gentlemen, the Australian National Anthem. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. Once again, a big round of applause for our Australian contingent out there, Blingy Muir, Ricky Mayolo, and Gary Brazier, and of course from the United States of America, 77 Shane Stewart. We're going to have...
Folks, from Fresno, California, could you put your hands together for the current World of Outlaws champion, Jason Myers. Welcome to Super Cheap Auto Archerfield Speedway, Jace.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I've always heard about this place, but never got the opportunity to make it up here. So Steve Kahn and Gold Star Transport, MJ Rolls, and Fire Service Plus made it possible for me to come over here this year, and we squeezed this one in this week. So great to be up here and to finally get to see the place, and looks like we got a great crowd of competition here tonight, so it should be exciting.
You've won your second championship this year as an owner-driver. Was it more satisfying than the first?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it was more satisfying, but it really, to come out and back it up was really something special for our entire team and all our sponsors, everybody involved. And so it was pretty neat to be able to do it twice. There's not many people that have had the opportunity to do that. You've got a 4-time champion here tonight, too, that's done it 4 times in a row. So, I think everybody over there knows how hard that is, and to do that was pretty special and something we'll always cherish.
Of course, you're running the Steve Kent chassis that you guys design, but he builds. Is that just your preference? Are there special little things that you've put into the chassis that you like?
Everybody kind of tries to build something they like. Certain drivers have alliances with different companies, and we just chose to kind of do that on our own and work with Steve. We put our heads together with Steve and come up with something we really liked, and it's really been successful for us.
Well, we wish you the best of luck tonight. Please, folks, put your hands together for Jason Johnson. Sorry, Jason Myers. Whoops. Faux pas. From Eunice, Louisiana, please put your hands together for Jason Johnson. I got that right. But you backed up your 360 championship this year with the team owners championship. Was it very satisfying for you to do that?
It was very satisfying. From an owner standpoint, to put a group assembly of guys together and to get everybody working for the same common goals, whether it's the sponsors or whether it's the guys working on the race cars, is really satisfactory to know that everybody is striving to be successful. And to win 2 championships, it speaks how strong the team is. Even when I was in Australia, the guys did an excellent job.
Of course, this year, once again, you're driving for Alan Haynes out here in the World Series. But has it been going your way at the moment?
It's just how the ball bounces sometimes. We've been quick. Just we feel like sometimes you make your own luck, and we haven't made our own luck here the last couple of nights. So we're working really hard at it. I know I got a team behind me with no doubt. And, we're striving really hard, and I think tonight's qualifying effort is just to show that we kind of rebound to where we wanted to be.
Of course, a little bit of pressure off tonight. I guess World Series points not up for grabs, but certainly $10,000 in cash.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, that was one of the reasons why we decided to come here, is to try a couple different things you wouldn't normally try on a points night. And, it seemed like it was pretty beneficiary there in time trial. So we're just going to keep working with our maximum cars, and Kenny Mack and KRE just work throughout the night with some different combinations and see if we can stumble on a little bit more speed. We feel like we've been lacking speed as the night goes on. So the guys are going to work hard, and we'll see what we come up with coming in tonight.
That's great to see you guys back here. Please put your hands together for Jason Johnson. Keep the applause going, please, for Shane Stewart. Well, 2 nights of racing for you, Shane, and 2 wins.
Yeah, competition is getting tougher and tougher each night, so didn't qualify as good as I'd like, but I didn't think my lap was too bad, and came in, and Tony said, well, you're about 4/10 off James, so you better pick it up somewhere. So, but just can't thank Gary and Brent Kratzman for bringing me out. I wasn't going to come out until I was going to jump in Lucha's car, and they gave me the opportunity to come out here sooner, and I couldn't be happier.
Obviously, you've taken a liking to the car and the crew chief, but how do you find this place at Archerfield?
Yeah, it's good. We don't really have too many tracks like this at home, so anytime you can mix it up, and I think it helps you, as an overall driver, and you kind of never know what you're going to get with the track surface, and tonight's no different. There's slick spots and sticky spots, so it just kind of brings out the driver. It's really not a horsepower racetrack, so just looking forward to tonight, and hopefully we can put on a good show for the fans.
We wish you the best of luck. Please put your hands together for Shane Stewart. Out of St. Helena, California, put your hands together for young Rico Abreu. Oh, mate, it's been a couple of nights here, and you did quite well the other night. You were right up in the points and in the dash, but the A main just didn't go your way.
Yeah, we fell back there in the beginning, and then we run back up to sixth. Just started figuring out the bottom there at the end, and got rolling there.
I see when you go back to America, you're going to have a run of the Chili Bowl this year with Keith Koontz's team.
Yeah, we go straight here from Chili Bowl, or straight from here to Chili Bowl, so that'll be another exciting schedule on our map.
Yeah, from sunshine to freezing cold.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
We wish you the best of luck tonight, Rico. Please put your hands together for Rico Abreu. Dakota Donnie shots. Don't think you like that song, Donnie.
No, I'm not a big fan of that song because I think it was meant to be drinking and not liking that right now.
Of course, you rolled the dice the other night and you inverted the top 14 and unfortunately just come up a little short. But I think the fans enjoyed watching you guys come from row 7 to the front.
Well, as a driver, it was a fun race to be a part of. You know, Shane got through there pretty quick, and we tried to make some lines work on the racetrack that just didn't really work to our liking. But, you know, I felt pretty good after we got through there. I mean, we come right to them there at the end, and hey, that's the way it goes. You're not going to win them all. We gave it our best effort and come up a little bit short, but I think the fans won the most out of it, so that's the most important part.
I guess tonight you get to renew your battle with that you had with Jason Myers over the last 4 seasons, where you've finished first and second throughout the World of Outlaws. And I guess is it a mental thing for one of you to get the upper hand before you go back home?
Now we just race. You know, Jason's a great racer, and I actually just hit the reset button not too long ago, and I had a few other choice words to go along with it. So we need to go back and do some serious changes to the car. I know the guys are already knowing what they are, so 4 wrong color on the car on all 4 corners. So we'll get that fixed, and I'm sure it'll be to my liking. So we'll just you don't ever get beat down. It don't matter. You can qualify dead last and make your night golden. So this night's not over for us yet.
Certainly is, and we wish you the best of luck, folks. Put your hands together for Donnie Shots. So 10 laps on the Super Cheap Auto scoreboard. Capalaba Wreckers Heat 1. Cars just forming up behind the Super Cheap Auto illuminated event hire pace car. Yellow lights are out. Heat 1 about to get underway. It's Oldfield and Anderson on the front row. Thorley and Mayolo. Tatnall, Johnson, Wallace, McFadden and Johnson at the rear. Off turn 4, we're green in Heat 1. Johnson caught it up. Damage to the front wing on the Haynes labour hire. Maxim as he gets through turn 1, but everybody keeps on going. Our leader is David Anderson. Now through turn 1, Grant Anderson, I should say. Grant Anderson, our race leader. David's his father from years ago. Now works on the car. Little there in second spot, followed by Thorley. Tatnall, Mayolo, Johnson, Mayolo, Wanless, and Stevie Johnson will round out the finishes. Folks, put your hands together for our race winner, Grant Anderson. A big night, Grant, but always good to start off with a win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we went out late in qualifying there and didn't get the job done, so the win's going to help. We need to do it again in this next heat, and we'll see where we end up on points.
I don't think the fact you went out, I don't think it's just the track had blown off after about the 5th car.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's definitely luck of the draw when you're relying on a pure draw there, and we didn't get lucky tonight, but we're just got to try and make the most of our heat starting positions and try and get up there in the A main.
Well done, mate. We'll let you get out the back.
Thank you.
Here he is, folks. Grant Anderson, winner of Heat 1. Brought to us by Capalaba Wreckers. KRE Race Engines, Heat number 2. Oh, he's out in the wrong heat. That's the problem. Rico trying to get a jump on the rest of the guys and have an early look at the racetrack. So 8 cars for Heat 2. Yellow lights are out. Pace car pulls in. Hoffman and Lack off the front row. Out of turn 4 they come. We are green. Hoffman gets a jump on Lack as they get down into 1. Lack stays on the outside. Tries to get through there. Brazier tries to get up the inside of Hodges. Bar's already gone around the outside. Almost collects Dylan Jenkins as the front end came back to earth as he got out of turn 2. Danny Reedy slides and does a Palms Resort car. Down underneath, Cliffy Hoffman moves up to 2nd spot. Oh, Lambert punches a wall out of turn, gets passed by Brazier. Oh, Reedy, Lambert's looped it. Reedy almost did it. Lambert keeps the car going. He'll resume at the back of the field. Reedy, look at Robbie Farr. Farr on a mission at the moment. He is flying. Reedy sits 3rd. Brazier trying to do what Robbie's done and get to the front quickly. Dylan Jenkins and Hodges had a bit of a carve up down in 1 and 2. Hodges had a look back on the inside, but Jenkins shoved it all firmly. Lambert still in the rear of the field. Our race leader is Peter Lack. Brazier through on Reedy out of 2. Moves up into 3rd. Lack still leads. Far 2nd. Look at Brazier like that right front all the way down the main straight. Brazier out after Robbie Farr. You have yellow lights. Yellow lights are on. Anthony Lambert bringing on the yellows down there in turn number 4. Lucky didn't need that. He had a sizable gap. Just 5 to run. Pull the girls up as they come round. Grab 1, grab 10, grab 50 if you want to. But if you're not in it, you can't win it. Back to green we go. Lack leads off turn 4. Farr going to have a dive down the inside of Lack. Slides up the racetrack and takes the line away. Nice slide job there from Robbie Farr. Lack had to get out of the power. That's allowed Brazier up the inside as well. Can Brazier do the same? Brazier up in a 2nd spot and out after Robbie Farr. Danny Reedy under 5 from Dylan Jenkins. Now Brazier's got the head down. Can he catch the high-tech oils? East Coast Pipelines car of Robbie Farr. Brazier's certainly going to give it a good shot. Look at Reedy, Jenkins, Hodges, trying to get around Hoffman. There'll be 2 to run this time by Brazier. Just dropped a couple of car lengths there on as they got through the top turns. Brazier still 2 or 3 car lengths away. White flag out, 1 to go for Robbie Farr. Black still in 3rd and Reedy's full of Jenkins, Hodges, Hoffman and Lambert. Last corner, Farr's up high, Brazier low. Farr will take the win, Brazier 2nd. 3rd to Peter Lack. Danny Reedy, Jenkins, Hodges, Hoffman and Lambert will round out the field. No time available due to the stoppage, but folks, put your hands together for Robbie Farr. Oh, Robbie, brand new car. Must be nice to notch a win after what happened the other night and get back in the seat.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Good to all Speedway. We didn't qualify real good, and that made our nights hard. We're pretty competitive all week, but just good to time in good and get off to a good heat start. You know, obviously, boys put another car together, and it's rolling around good, so it's credit to them.
How's the track out there now after time trials? Well, since time trials, I should say.
That's good. I mean, you can pass cars, so that's all you can ask from a racetrack, and I think it's going to end up a real good night.
I wish you the best of luck, Rob.
Thanks, mate.
There is Robbie Farr, winner of KRE Race Engines Heat 2. Capalaba Wreckers Heat 3. Shots timing in 22nd quickest in the time trials. Murray Morris off the front. Shots Gesner. Morgan Myers, Stewart and Murcott. Yellow lights are out, pace car dives off the track. Murray Morris, Shots Gesner, Morgan Myers, Stewart, and Murcott away. Green, look at Shots. Oh, Gesner up over the cushion. Bounces the car around. Murcott and Gesner almost come together. Donny Shots on the outside. Around Morris and Murray and up into the race lead. Jason Myers sits in fourth. Gesner slides under Morgan to take the spot away. Murcott and Stewart are dicing down the back. 2 down, 8 to run for Donny Shots. Dan Murray sits in second. Here comes Jason Myers. The KPC chassis Fire Services Plus car on the attack around the outside of Dan Murray. Down the front straight away. And trying to move up into second spot. Does so as he gets out of 2. Gesner sits fourth. Morris and Murcott, Stewart, Morgan. That's round. They round out the field. Gesner with a change. Stewart got the head down now. Stewart with a head down trying to get past Morris. Back to wheel spin for Shane Stewart off turn 2. Donny Shots got the head down in a Monty Motorsport J&J. Jason Myers chasing after Shots. Cameron Gesner, Dan Murray, Dave Murcott trying to get around the outside of Murray. Can't do so there. Murray down the bottom, Murcott might do it through 3 and 4. Stewart chasing after the main line dynamometers. Eagle of Murcott. Stewart losing ground. Shots increasing his lead. Myers, Gesner zeroing in of the 2011 World of Outlaws champion. Cameron Gesner giving chase. In the action drill and blast. Metal Corp. J&J. Murcott. Stewart trying to go around the outside of Murray. Out, rush twin to Donny Shots. Second is going to go to Myers, only just from Cameron Gesner. Murcott fourth, Stewart fifth. Then it's Dan Murray, Richard Morgan, and Paul Morris rounds out the field. Green to check a win. Folks, put your hands to the man from North Dakota for Donny Shots. Second to Jason Myers, and a great drive from Gesner in third. Well, Donny, terrible time in time trials for you, but you did exactly what you needed to do, and that's when you heat races.
Yeah, we'll have to get the next one and see how far we can get, but it'll definitely be a challenge, and I got the best guys in the pit area to do it.
A little hard to get through the traffic early on, but once you got through there, you just ran and hid.
Well, trying to critique the race car here, trying to make it a lot better, and it's definitely a lot better than I qualified, but I got some ideas, and we'll go back and see if we can throw them at them and try to make it better.
All right, we'll let you get back in there and do that.
Thank you.
There is Donny Shots, winner of the Capalaba Wreckers Heat 3. KRE Race Engines Heat 95 out there of Daniel Needham. From Riverston down in Sydney, 20 years of age, 4 years he's been in sprint cars. John Tippman Racing, 59 there of Kevin Tippman. The Ausdeck Patios and Roofing, 25 of Andrew Shirley. Brand new car put together tonight for Andrew after New Year's Day. The Capalaba Wreckers 18 P&M Motor Body Repairs car there of Dave Muir. So it's Butler and Needham off the front. Shirley and Tippman off row 2. Row 3 is Cross and Muir. Row 4 is Aberu and Brian Mann. 10 on the board, our final heat in this round. We are green. Needham gets a jump on Butler as they get down. Needham gets up over the cushion but keeps a foot in. Oh, Tippman's around. Mann gets into him, keeps the car going. I think Tippman's got some broken steering there in the front of the 59 car. And now he's realised that it's dropped the sway bar, the torsion bar. And the front axle and the chassis is sitting on the deck. For Kevin Tippman, Brian Mann lucky to get away with that there. Ran into the car of Tippman sideways, nowhere to go, couldn't do anything about it. And Kevin Tippman, unfortunately, dropping the into turn 3. Can Needham repeat a start he got last time? Both of them on it early, a nice clean start out of turn 4. Needham does exactly that, although this time he gets a little higher into the turn and it's allowed Butler to get the drive off the bottom. Shirley sits in 3rd, Mann's 4th, Blingy Muir out on the out of the stop off, trying to get around Brian Mann. Can't do it there. Now he dives to the inside as Mann goes high. Mann comes back on the inside of Muir. The two swap again. Where's Shirley? Shirley's up the inside of Butler and into the race lead. Andrew Shirley, your race leader. Butler 2nd. Oh, Butler got it wrong there over the cushion. Young Aberu drives hard off 2. Right up against the boards. And just got the power down nicely to get past Dave Muir. Daniel Needham gets past Matthew Butler and up into 2nd spot. Oh, Muir and Cross are at it at the back of the pack, but Shirley is showing the tail tank to everyone. A lot of attack, angle of attack on their front wing. I think the front supports have let go on the Vulcan steel bed sheet metal front wing for Shirley, but it's not slowing him down any. Oh, Needham smacks the wall. Butler gets into him. Brian Mann. Oh, Mann's over. Mann, I think he's back on his wheels though. Yes, he is. Well, Daniel Needham got out of turn 2, got untidy on the back straight, smacked the wall, come back into Matthew Butler, who just happened to be in the wrong spot. And Brian Mann was trying to find a way between the two cars as they parted company into turn 3, and unfortunately for Mann, I think he got over Needham's left rear, and that overturned the Jigsaw Homes NQ83. He's all right, he's out of the car walking around. Surveying the damage is Brian Mann.
He certainly was very unlucky, Trev, as you said, nowhere to go. He almost pulled it up, but just clipped and, of course, barrel rolled in, and very unlucky indeed.
I'll just grab a quick chat with Brian Mann, mate. You were lucky to get away with very minimal damage, if any, when you had contact with Kevin Tippman. Kept going, but unfortunately that time looking for a hole, it really didn't open up enough.
Oh, it wasn't a hole, mate. Two guys collided here, and then obviously I was just coming and probably didn't pick it up quick enough and run into them. So it wasn't really a hole.
You've had a quick look around the car. Much damage?
No, it's just the front end by the looks of it. So hopefully we'll get back out there.
I'll let you get back inside and get to work on the car. There he is, folks. Brian Mann. So yellow lights are out. Shirley with young Rico Aberu right on his hammer. Dave Muir there in 3rd. Jeremy Cross and Butler rounds out the 5. Back to green we go. Aberu tried to gauge when Shirley was going to hit it. Shirley goes high. Rico down the bottom, slides off and loses a couple of car lengths. Muir trying to get the drive Off 2 to get underneath Rico, but couldn't do it. Abreu still sits in second. Shirley leads. Big belch of flame and a backfire out of Abreu's car. Jeremy Cross in 4th. Butler still 5th. Rico driving the wheels off the 89 Maxim, trying to catch up to Shirley. Blingy Muir in the Capalaba Wreckers cheater. Not losing too much ground to Abreu. Two to go, 1 to go this time for our race leader, Andrew Shirley. Looks like Shirley's got this one in the bag. Out of turn 4 he comes for the last time. Checkered flag to Shirley. Rico Abreu second. Third to Dave Muir. Jeremy Cross. Matthew Butler rounds out the finishers. No time available due to the stoppage, but folks, put your hands together for the Ozdeck Patios and Roofing car of Andrew Shirley. Quick chat with our race winner in just a sec. Well, kind of lucky you had that stoppage there, Shields. You're able to rectify that front wing that decided to sort of collapse a little.
Yeah, it ended up back where it was. So, but yeah, no, we weren't too bad then. We got this thing rolling around. It's a brand new race car tonight. We thought we'd throw it together and see what happens. And I think it's pretty decent actually. So we'll fine tune it a bit more. Pro to the big fella upstairs and see what happens.
How'd you find the track out there now?
Yeah, it's pretty racy. I mean, we got by those guys on the bottom and then went back to the top, and we weren't bad everywhere. So I think it's actually going to be a really good home run tonight.
I think the fans are hoping that as well. We'll let you get back out of the pits. There he is. Put your hands together for our 4th heat race winner, Andrew Shirley.
Thanks very much, Trevor. The special birthday call goes out to a very
About
good...
to get underway in heat 5, brought to us by Capalaba Wreckers. Pace car goes past Lack and Oldfield. Sit on the front row. Lambert and Thorley in row 2. Jenkin, Tatnall in row 3. Farr and Wanless at the back row. Yellows are out. We get a start this time by Oldfield on the gas. Gets a jump on Lack. Lack stays down the bottom. Oldfield's high. Lack gets a drive. He'll take over the lead as they go down the back. Thorley looks to dive down underneath Oldfield. Can't do it there. Tatnall's got Lambert. Moves up to 4th. Wallace has got past Farr and Jenkin. Farr a little untidy there. Lambert's into the wall as Warnless slid up, and Lambert's going to bring on the yellows. So Lambert to lead him back to green. Still 9 laps on the board. Lack drives off the bottom. Oldfield sits in second. Thorley about to be passed around the outside by Tatnall. Tatnall moves up into 3rd. Robbie Farr on the outside of Dylan Jenkin. Oh, Thorley's coming back. Thorley back on the Australian champion. And look at Robbie Farr zeroing in on the back of the Toyota Genuine Parts school car. Oh, Oldfield spins out of turn 4, and that'll bring on the yellows. That's this Friday and Saturday night here at Super Cheap Auto Archerfield Speedway. Lack to bring him back to green. Thorley in second. Tatnall trying to go high in the Cricky Motorsports. Number 1 off turn 2. Thorley slides up, takes the line away from Tatnall, but Tatnall staying up on the high side, Thorley on the bottom. Thorley gets a car length there out of turn 4. Robbie Farr in a battle with Dylan Jenkin. Jenkin gets underneath Farr. Takes away the position. Warner's looking to do the same. Oldfield and Lambert having their own dice in the back of the field. Lack says, I don't care, you guys fly it on. I'm having a nice drive out in front. Dylan Jenkins looking good at the moment. The cool car of Jenkins ahead of Robbie Farr. Wallace back there trying to get on terms with Jenkins and Farr. Still leads. Crawley second. Handles third. Ty gets over the cushion. Almost into the wall. Loses a lot of ground to Jenkins. And falls back into the throes of Wallace. Lambert slowing on the front straight. He's going to pull up on the bike track. Black. There'll be one to go this time by for Toowoomba's Peter Lack. Thorley. Tatnell. Jenkins and Farr side by side into one. Farr's high, Jenkins on the bottom. Out of turn 4 for the last time. Checkered flag to Peter Lack. Second's going to go to Thorley. Tatnell's third. Farr has spun down in turn 4. Jenkins fourth. Wallace fifth ahead of Oldfield. And Robbie Farr will have a DNF beside his name. Well, mate, I've got to say, over the last few weeks, things have been a little bit tough for you.
Yeah, the GW racing team's had a bit of a tough time, and you know we had to revert back to a second car, our good car we hurt, and have a bit of luck we'll have it back on Friday. But you know, looking forward to that. It's got a lot more drive than this one, so.
Mate, you were looking good in the first heat too, till things someone came up and passed you.
Yeah, Mr. Farr, Mr. Brazy come through, but anyhow, we just got to fight on and you know come back with a win and try and pick up some points, and hopefully we get up towards the front of the B and come through. We just didn't time in that well, so. Just like to thank all my sponsors and all the guys that give us a hand through the week. You know, it's been a big effort for them, so thank you.
Graham and Wendy as solid as ever behind you.
Definitely, thanks.
There he is, Peter Lack, winner of Heat 5. Capalaba Wreckers, Heat 6. Capalaba Wreckers, Heat number 6. Of course, big thank you to Chris Lawrence and the guys at Capalaba Wreckers for putting on tonight's show, the 3rd annual running of the Capalaba Wreckers Gold Cup. So it's Grant Anderson, Clemmy Hoffman off row 1, row 2, Ricky Mayolo and Danny Reedy. Row 3, Jason Johnson, Darryl Hodges. Row 4, it is James McFadden and Gary Brazier. Heat 6 about to get underway off turn 4. They come, we are green. Hoffman gets a jump on Anderson as they slide down to the bottom. Brazier gets around McFadden as they get through 1 and 2. Anderson off the bottom gets a drive and passes Hoffman back. Hoffman sliding back through the field, Reedy untidy and up on the bike track, and he'll go to the back of the field as Brazier gets past. McFadden on the high side. Way out there in no man's land was McFadden. Almost got repassed by Brazier, but our race leader once again, Anderson. Second at the moment is Mayolo, followed by Johnson. Brazier coming through on McFadden. McFadden trying to get past Hoffman. Reedy at the back of the field. Hodges sits in 4th. McFadden gets through on Clem Hoffman. Brazier giving chase on Hodges. There'll be 6 to run this time. Oh, Brazier way out in no man's land. Drives off turn 4 like a rocket. Blows past McFadden down into turn 1. So Anderson's still your leader. Mayolo second. Johnson's in 3rd. Hodges, Brazier, McFadden, Reedy got past Hoffman to put him in last place. Brazier past Hodges as Hodges got over the cushion in turn 4. Looked a little untidy. McFadden now trying to get past. Darryl Hodges. McFadden around the outside. Puts Hodges down another spot. Anderson though, making every post a winner. 2 to go this time by for Grant Anderson. Mayolo, 3rd, holding off Jason Johnson. Here comes Brazier. Brazier with a charge. McFadden still back there in 5th. Anderson's got the white, 1 to go, but Brazier trying to chase down Jason Johnson. I don't think he'll do it. Grant Anderson will take the win. Second's going to go to Mayolo, third to Johnson, then it's Brazier, McFadden, Danny Reedy, Hodges will just held out Clemmy Hoffman. Well, folks, put your hands together for our Heat 6 winner in Grant Anderson. Yeah, thanks, Bob. Well, 2 heat race wins, you can't ask for more than that, Grant.
No, we can't. I mean, starting off the front makes it a hell of a lot easier, but we needed to take advantage of our starting spot there. So, yeah, like you said, 2 heat wins. We'll just see where we end up in the points. Hopefully, might get us to the back of the A, front of the B. We'll see where we are.
All right, we'll let you guys get out of the back and get set up for that.
Thanks very much.
There is Grant Anderson, winner of Capalaba Wreckers Heat 6. KRE Race Engines, heat number 7 out on the track. So 7 cars only to face the starter in heat number 7. Brought to us by KRE Race Engines. Lights out on the pace car and on the Speedway. Field rumbles past the Action Metal Recyclers sign. Tipman and Murray on the front. Muir, Schatz, Mann, Morgan and Stewart. We are green off turn 4. Tipman this time gets a lead. Look at Donnie Schatz underneath Dan Murray. Murray gets a drive up the top side. Look at Muir. Straight underneath Schatz down the back, but Schatz stays on the high side. Will he get around Dan Murray down there? No, he won't. Murray hangs on to second spot. Tipman still leads. This time Schatz gets a better run through. 1 and 2 and he'll take over second spot. Now he's going to set sail after Kevin Tipman. Shane Stewart down the inside of Brian Mann moves up into 5th. Blingy's back in 4th. Morgan's at the tail of the field. 3 down, 7 to run this time by for Kevin Tipman. Your race leader, Donnie Schatz, closing in. Schatz hard on the gas, didn't get off until he got into the corner and manages to get through turns 1 and 2. Shane Stewart caught in the middle of a sandwich there between Brian Mann and Dan Murray. Couldn't go anywhere. Brian Mann will need some points on the board. Schatz down through turns 3 and 4. Tipman still in second. Muir trying to catch. Tipman has his Shane Stewart. Mann on the outside of Murray and Morgan still at the tail of the field. Past half distance, 4 to go for Donnie Schatz. Still Tipman in second spot. Third being sorted out now between, oh man, comes together with Dan Murray. Down in turns 1 and 2 and Brian Mann back to the tail of the field. Stewart and Muir side by side through turns 1 and 2. Stewart takes over 3rd spot. Now he's going to try and hunt down Kevin Tipman with 2 to go. Donnie Schatz is gone. Checked out. Stewart's got a lap and a half to try and get the JTR 59 car. Donnie Schatz has half a lap to go. Out of turn 4, checkered flag for Donnie Schatz. Stewart's been repassed by Muir on the last corner. Tipman gets second, Muir's third, Stewart's fourth. Morgan, Murray and Brian Mann will round out the finishers. Well, he won his last heat race and he won this one as well. Put your hands together for Donnie Schatz. Well, Donnie, the Monty Motorsports J&J looked nice out there that time.
Yeah, these guys have done a phenomenal job from where we started, and that's what it takes. Guys like me don't get very far without great crew, and Dylan and all these guys do a great job, so I'm lucky to be driving this thing.
What's it going to be for you setup-wise? You're going to look to get the track watered down or graded?
Well, I don't know why you would. It's got a top groove, it's got a bottom groove, there's a groove in the middle, but you know, it's not my racetrack. It's John Kelly's, and it's you know, he takes as much pride as any promoter I've ever met. So he'll give it his best.
All right, Donnie, we'll let you get out of the back.
Thank you.
There is Donny Schatz, winner of Heat 7. Our final heat out on the track now. Morris and Butler line up on the front row. Row 2 comprising of Cameron Gesner and Andrew Shirley. Jason Myers and Jeremy Cross in row number 3. And our final row, David Murcott. And on the outside is young Rico Abaru in the Abaru Vineyards 89 Maxim. Our final heat race tonight. Pace car in, yellow lights are out. We are green off turn 4. I don't know whether I'll let that go. Morris was about a car length ahead of Butler. The green lights are on at the moment, and that's the way they stay. So Morris leads. Look at Gesner around the outside, trying to go around the outside of Paul Morris. Gesner now hard on the gas through turns 1 and 2, but Morris still on the bottom. Jason Myers is up in a 4th spot, chasing down Matthew Butler. Gesner gets over the cushion, just upsets the balance of the car a little. Here comes Jason Myers now around the outside of Matthew Butler. Shirley trying to do the same to Murcott, but Murcott not having anything of it. Now Gesner gets it all gathered up again, heads out after Paul Morris. Murcott, the Abaru Vineyards, car of Rico Abaru, Jeremy Cross at the tail of the field. Morris, Gesner, Myers still out wide. Can't get around Butler. Murcott might get Myers out. Myers stays out wide. This time he'll get Butler. Moves up into 3rd. Half distance, 5 to run. Jason Myers in 3rd. Morris still your leader. Gesner. Myers trying to go around the outside of Cameron Gesner. Still on the outside again to Myers this time. Gets a drive and gets up into 2nd spot. Gesner tries to come back. Can't do so. Myers is going to have 2 laps to try and hunt down Morris. Gesner coming back at the World of Outlaws champion. Butler, Shirley, Murcott, Abaru, Cross. Gesner comes back on Myers. Puts him back to 3rd. Great job from Gesner. Morris still your leader. Half a lap to go for Morris. Myers loses ground. Through turn 4, checkered flag, and Paul Morris will take the win. 2nd to Cameron Gesner, Jason Myers, Matthew Butler, Andrew Shirley, Murcott, Abaru and Cross. Round out of the field. Folks, put your hands together for the dirty, dangerous dude, Paul Morris. Well, Paul, you had a pretty cracked field behind you, but there was no way you were going to move off the bottom if they were going to get you. They had to go the long way.
Yeah, that was, I don't know who was behind me, what was going on. I was just sticking to the bottom and hanging on.
A super cheap auto car looked all right out there.
It was good then. I was bad in the first heat. I was embarrassed, and then to come out and do that, I feel a little bit better.
All right, we'll let you get it out the back and get it sorted for the mains. There he is, Paul Morris, winner of Heat 8, our final heat tonight in the Capalaba Wreckers Gold Cup. And I do believe it is now interval time.
Yes, true. Thank you.
Keep it going down the main straight. Come on, guys. You can make a lot of noise. 8 of the very best out there. Keep the applause going down through turns 1 and 2. Folks, we've got the very, very best indeed out here tonight. Come on, turns 1 and 2. You can make a lot more noise than that. Let's hear it. There we go. Talented load on the back of the ute. Talented group of sprint car racers. Over to you, Trev.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Well, we always know the Spanlock toolbox dash and the draw that we conduct. But tonight it's a little bit different because it's a Capalaba Wreckers Gold Cup, and it's not a round of the KRE Race Engines Track Championship. They confuse me every time. All right, there's 2, 4, or 6 here, and folks, please put your hands together for our highest point scorer, Robbie Farr. That's not too bad, Robbie, considering the way the night started.
Yeah, no, we've got a good qualifying lap in, had a good first heat race, and sort of knew we had a few points in the bag there to play in the last heat. We weren't real good and made a mistake. So lucky enough to be high points. So pull a good number. It's we knew we were in the dash. It's a bit of a lottery now with a number draw. So see what we can do.
Yeah. Now, according to sources, you can pull 2 and stay in the front row. Pull 4, you'll invert the top 4 point scorers, or you pull 6, you'll invert the top 6 point scorers. So someone will either be really happy with you or really cross, one or the other.
Yeah, I can sort of get 2 wrong and 1 right here, can't I? So it's we'll just play the odds. See how we go.
All right, mate. We'll let you go over to one of the lucky people in the crowd. Straight to Debbie. Straight to Debbie. And Robbie Farr will start out of position 2. So he's kept the front row as is. James McFadden will now go to position number 1. Out of position 3 will be Gary Brazier. Out of position 4 will be young Rico Abaru. Out of position 5 will be David Murcott. Out of position 6 will be Jason Myers. Our 8-car dash will comprise position 7, Shane Stewart, and position 8 will be Dave Muir. So we have an 8-car Spanlock dash coming up very shortly, and that is the top 8 point scorers and the way they will line up in the dash tonight.
Lights are still on, the pace vehicle on track. We'll do another circulation at least. Luke Oldfield, of course, creating a little bit of history by incorporating the winter series that we had the tail end of last year and this year, this season, taking out an A main in the V8 Dirt Modifieds and also in the sprint cars. That's him on pole. On the outside, Matthew Butler. They both get away rather nicely. Butler trying around the outside. Dan Murray in 3rd place on the inside and scoots through into 2nd place. If he gets through to take out 3rd tonight in the A main, he will work hard for it. really deserved it. He's up into second place. That coveted second place. Butler all over the back of him. Oh, and Butler spins it around. Caution lights are on once again. Okay, lights out. Next one should be a green. Frankie down there waiting for them, and away we go. Luke Oldfield, our leader, in second place. Dan Murray. They're the two you've got to concentrate on. Butler through on the inside of Clem Hoffman's. Butler, a man on a mission here, and closing in rapidly on the back of the 44 car. There's no time for a strategy out there. You've just got to go for it in this frenetic 5 laps, which is now 3 1/4. 3 1/4 from home now, and we got the 20 of Luke Oldfield in advance of the 44. Dan Murray followed by the 71. Matty Butler right behind him. Butler in the worst position possible. 2 to go in this one, and Butler still trying to work the outside, the inside, every which way he can. He knows that he's got to try and get through on Dan Murray. Dan, for good measure, has got to try and stay there. Luke Oldfield looks like he's qualified and transferred through to the B main. White flag out this time around. Dan Murray should be the other one to go through, although Butler might have something to say about that. Checker flag time, and the 20 of Luke Oldfield goes through. Luke Oldfield goes through to the B main. Dan Murray does likewise in event 20. So Luke Oldfield goes through, Dan Murray does so. So 20 and 44 go through to the tail end of the B main. Put your hands together for Luke Oldfield. A tidy run out there. Dan Murray, plenty of pressure that he had to withstand, and he did it very well.
Yellow lights are out. Pace car pulls in. James McFadden, Robbie Farr on the front row, Gary Brazier, Rico Abreu, David Murcott, Jason Myers, Shane Stewart and Dave Muir. The field rolls through 3 and 4 towards a stripe. We are green. McFadden leads the field down into turn 1 and 2. Far's gone high. McFadden's on the bottom. Brazier's settled into third. Murcott's got past Abreu for 4th. He's back to 5th. Stewart's up a spot. Jason Myers and Bliggy at the tail of the field in position 8. Field rolls through 1 and 2 down the back straight. James McFadden is your race leader. Second at the moment is Farr. Brazier under fire from Murcott. Stewart trying to come through, and Myers at the tail of the field. Been passed by Muir, and it sits in position 8. James McFadden though making every post a winner. Farr, Brazier, Murcott, Stewart. Abreu and Muir in a battle. Abreu on the high side. Myers trying to come down underneath. Forget about McFadden, he's off to the races. Abreu tries the high side. Can't do it there. Myers stays in 8th spot. Jason Myers finding the going tough here at Archerfield Speedway at the moment. Abreu's got past Muir. Muir tries to drive off the top side of turn 4. Can't make it happen. Tries to slide in underneath the Capalaba Wreckers 18 of Dave Muir. Can't make it happen. McFadden takes the win. A great win for young James McFadden. Second to Farr. Third to Brazier. And it's Murcott, Stewart, Abreu, Muir and Myers. Folks, put your hands together for our pole sitter tonight, James McFadden. Congratulations, Paul, well done.
Yeah, you know I've already lost it to the young fella.
What's the young fella got to put in? Has he got tools, or is he going to put his Hot Wheels cars in it or something like that?
No, he's got quite a collection of tools, most of which I used to own.
Well, congratulations, Paul, well done. We'll let you try and cut that back up through the top. Well, congratulations, James, on winning the dash. I guess you're the flavour of the year at the moment throughout sprint cars, especially in World Series. You're going gangbusters.
Yeah, mate, we're having a good run. Glenn Beaton's given me a great car every night. Scott Milling's given me a great opportunity here with the Milling Motorsport team. I got great sponsors, Totally Workwear, Ozfuel, Lucas Oils, West Australian Dime Drillers, Gull, All Star, KRE. You know, without those guys, we wouldn't be here. And yeah, let's just hope this season keeps going.
Of course, you say your crew chief, Glenn Beaton, who used to work for Jason Myers. Jason's struggling down there in 8th spot in that dash. I think he might sneak over and try and get us set up for the A-main.
It's a pretty tough track to pass on at the moment. The top's not really there, so let's hope in the feature we get a good race for the crowd, and let's hope we can get this 25 car to victory lane again.
Oh, mate, before you go, we'll get the lovely Vanessa to come over. And tonight's 50-50 raffle is worth $1,228.
Second row. Third row moving into position. 20 laps. Getting good to go. Boys are almost there. Not quite. So we'll do another circulation at least. Tatnall and Anderson off the front row of the grid. Mann and Gessner off the second row. Shirley and Mayolo. Cross. And then the 54 of Richard Morgan. This will be a battle royal. Everybody wants to win the $10,000 on the nose, courtesy of Chris Lawrence and everybody at Capalaba Records. A big thank you. Revs are up and away. Down the main track, Tatnall quickly in the stride. And the number one car. I wonder if we can get through the whole journey. Anderson up there in second place, so the front row of the grid gets away nicely. Tatnall in the 81 car. Back there in fourth row, oh, we got problems up the top. Jeremy Cross is involved in that, and Pete Thorley. Jeremy Cross and Pete Thorley, so we didn't get very far at all. Line up for a full restart, 20 laps. Brooke Tatnall got a blinder of a start first time around. Let's see what he can do. He's the pace setter there. They've got to go on his move. And momentarily he poked the nose of the 83 up under the 37 of Anderson. Richard Morgan trying a big one round the outside in car 54. Trying to persevere with that one. So far so good, paying dividends for him. Been a very good run. Trying to go around the outside of Osdeck Patios and Roofings, Andrew Shirley. Shirley not keen to relinquish that position, but Morgan getting plenty of drive up the top of the track. So it's Tatnall, Anderson, Mann. There's Cam Gessner. Richard Morgan around the outside. Shirley giving him a little bit of hurry up on the inside. Almost side by side, back in 5th and 6th position. Shirley goes through. Peter Lack a little bit further back. Followed by Ricky Mayolo and the dude, Paul Morrison, the Super Chief Auto car, getting sandwiched there. But the number one car out in position number one and doing a marvellous job, as always. Dan Murray qualified from the B main, and he goes on the inside of Kevin Tidman in car 59. Tatnall will soon be in the lap traffic. Anderson still in second place, followed by Brian Mann, Cam Gessner and Andrew Shirley. Morgan decides to come back down in front of Peter Lack. He tried that outside run for quite a while. It worked for him. He's going again with it. And Lackey will try through on the inside and does so now. Mayolo will go through. And likewise the 20 of, oh, look at him go out here, Luke Oldfield. The qualifier out of the B main, and he's really picking him up and putting him down. Working his way through the field beautifully out there in car number 20. He's up behind Richard Morgan now. So still the A1 car handsomely in front with 12 laps to go, 11 this time around for him. Across the stripe now, 11 to go on the clock. Anderson still holding the second placing out there, so the front row of the grid maintaining station. Brian Mayer still there. Cam Gessner
top four in them to go through. They're the top four at the moment. At the moment, Andrew Shirley with some work to do with car number 5. Still luring away at the back of his brother-in-law, long-time nemesis, Cam Gessner. Gessner's the man on the ragged edge out there in front. Peter Lack back in 6th position, followed by Ricky Mayolo. From South Australia, Archerfield in 7th, pouring at the air. The front wheels right up off the ground that time around. So, starting to get a lap traffic. Anthony Lambert just in front of our leader, who's come back to the field a little bit. Still in the lead though, the number 1. Brooke Tadnell, still leading the way from Grant Anderson, and Brian Mann still in 3rd. I think a bit of a lonely run out there in the Q83 car. Lambert goes out wide, and finally the number 1 is able to get through. In 2nd place still is Grant Anderson, the Victorian 37 car, performing very nicely. Murray in the sights of our leader, Dan Murray. So the top 4 at the moment, Brooke Tadnell. Brooke Tadnell, our leader. Grant Anderson in 2nd place. Brian Mann and Cam Gessner. As they go past the stripe there now, right behind this Shirley and Lack. Andrew Shirley trying desperately. Laps running out for him though. In danger of missing out on the A-main, and we don't see that happen too often out here for the 25 car. Right up behind Gessner. This is the battle. This is the battle to look out for. Gessner fights him back. Shirley goes through. And Gessner is the man in 5th spot all of a sudden. So Gessner's the man in 5th. Going to miss out if it continues on this way, but only a couple of laps to go. Pick them up from the top again and around the outside down the main straight. White flag out for the number 1. In a brilliant run here tonight. Brooke Tadnell is going to qualify through to the A-main. In 2nd place, Grant Anderson will be safely through. Tadnell, fortune favours the brave, and he takes the win. In 2nd place, Grant Anderson. 3rd across the line, Brian Mann. And in 4th place, Andrew Shirley. Folks, race time on that one, 4 minutes 41. 4 minutes 41.982. 4 minutes 41.982. The 4 qualifiers through to the A-main. A1, Brooke Tadnell.
And put on a good show.
Tony and the boys worked hard to give you the setup towards the end. There he is, Shane Stewart. Grab a quick chat with Gary Brazier before we go. Gary out of position 3, good to see you back in Queensland, but you won the first round of Speed Week, but not much after that. This is the way they will line up for the Capalaba Wreckers Gold Cup. Out of position 1, James McFadden in the NQ25. The Q7 of Robbie Farr out of 2. 21 of Gary Brazier out of 3. The 83 of Dave Murcott out of 4. The USA 77 of Shane Stewart in position 5. Position 6, the USA 89 of Rico Abaru. Car 18 out of position 7, Dave Muir. The USA 14 of Jason Myers out of 8. Out of 9, the NQ47 of Jason Johnson. Position 10, the USA 17 of Donnie Schatz. Out of 11, the S51 of Dylan Jenkin. Out of 12, the Q2 of Todd Wanless. The Australia 1 of Brooke Tadnell out of position 13. The Victoria 37 of Grant Anderson out of position 14. The NQ83 of Brian Mann out of 15. Position 16, car 25 of Andrew Shirley. Car 68 of Cameron Gesner out of 17. 18, the 58 of Peter Lack. Folks, full wide salute to you, the crowd. Give them a big round of applause as they come round. Wave your caps, your programs. Stand up and let them know you appreciate their efforts here tonight. That's it, folks. Let them know. Stand up, give them a round of applause as they get ready to battle for 35 laps. $10,000 to win. Position 19 is the SA24 of Ricky Mayolo. And rounding out the 20 car field, the 67 of Paul Morris. Come on, turn 3. Let's hear you. cheer these guys on as they come round. A 4 wide salute. Up there on the hill, let's hear you. Come on guys, on the front straight, you gave the biggest cheer before. Field now splitting up into their rows. They will line up behind the Super Cheap Auto pace car, which has done a runner on the field. So the field assembled for 35 laps. McFadden has elected to take the bottom side of the racetrack out of position 1. Far out of 2. If he hasn't got the drive up there, he'll be looking to come down quickly. But Brazier will not give him an inch. Murcott might be the benefactor of it all. Back there in position 4. Yellow lights are out. The pace car is in. The Action Metal Recycler sign shakes as the field rumbles past. Into 3. We come to the stripe. Far's on the gas early. McFadden down the bottom. Far tries to shut the door. Far does exactly that. Marcott's on the high side. Brazier down the inside. McFadden's been carved up. He's back to 4th. Stewart settles into 5th. Then it's Abraham and Muir. Far's on a runner. McFadden looks to come down the inside of Brazier. Nice pass from McFadden on Brazier. Jason Myers out over the cushion and in no man's land. Trying to get it out, Donnie shot. Shots and Myers run side by side. Abraham in front of Shots. Shots now moved up. Shots there behind as well. Brad Anderson trying to get out from Wallace. The back of Todd Wallace. Brian Mann just in behind with Cameron Gasner. Robbie Farr leads. Walk on second. McFadden's in the 4th. Brazier. Shane Stewart's in the 5th. Then it's Blingy. Followed by Shots who's moved up a couple of spots early. He's got past Abreu, and he's left Jason Myers behind. Then it's Johnson, Wallace, Tandle, who's come up a few spots. Dylan Jenkins, here we go, Brian Mann, Gesner, Anderson, Shirley, Morris, Lacken, Miolo, running down the field. Far, driving the high-tech oils, East Coast Pipeline, Maxon. Hard on the gas, Robbie Farr. Brian Mann, further back in the battle as well. Dylan Jenkins on the back of Todd Wallace. Robbie Farr. McFadden's got past Murcott and up in the second spot. McFadden now hunts. Puts the blinkers on and sets sail after Robbie Farr. Farr cannot get past Mayolo. Now he does. The TRG Transport. Eagle of Ricky Mayolo. Here comes Murcott back on the bottom side of McFadden. McFadden gone to the top. Can't do it there. Stewart gets him as well. McFadden now back to fourth. Brazier and Shots are in there as well. Traffic having a big part in this fight. For the race lead, Farr. Murcott, here comes Stewart. Stewart bumps Mayolo out of the way. McFadden tries to go around the top side still on Ricky Mayolo. Can't do it there. Now he's going to try to go down the inside. Shots around the outside of Brazier. Shots now up to fifth. Brazier back to sixth. He'll be passed by Myers on the outside. Arborou's got underneath Morris. Johnson still fighting with Tandel and Mann. McFadden cannot get past Mayolo. Shots caught up in that fight as well. Mayolo now gets out of the way and McFadden comes down the bottom. Shots tries to go around the outside. Shots, the Monty Motorsport. Moves up a spot. Oh, Brazier! Gary Brazier, a huge crash for Gary Brazier on the front straight. That was a big tip for Brazier. He got caught up with Ricky Mayolo and he rode the fence. That was a big one for Braz. Brazier is still in the car at the moment. The crash crew over there checking on him, making sure that he's A-OK. Oh, he's out of the car, folks. Give him a big round of applause. Six-time Australian champion Gary Brazier. There'll be a lot of damage on that Capalaba Records Maxim. Robbie Farr caught in the traffic there, got chased down by Dave Murcott and James McFadden. McFadden got past Murcott up into second and then lost that. Went up to the high side of the racetrack and just lost ground. Now sits in fourth spot behind Shane Stewart. And Donnie Shots had just got underneath him as well. So McFadden may well restart back in about fifth or sixth spot. Donnie Shots on the move. Stewart sat in third. Murcott was second. Understandably, Gary just keen to get back in the pits and have a sit down, I think.
Like you said, Trev, that was huge. Very, very big indeed. Just watching the replay up here. As usual, Shane from High Performance Videos captured it beautifully. The boys next door have had 4 or 5 looks at that. But you're quite exactly as you called it, actually.
Jason Myers running on the top side of the racetrack, trying to cut a line and get it moving around the top side, and then decided to come down the bottom, made up a few spots. Still 13 laps left to run up on the Super Cheap Auto scoreboard. But when they go back to green, Robbie Farr has a clear racetrack. That's the most important thing. No longer is he stuck in the traffic trying to get round the slower cars. He can just concentrate on getting around the raceway without having to worry about the cars in front and perhaps who's behind. Guys over there on Farry's car, all the officials, just making sure that nobody does anything that they shouldn't do under this red condition. Guys down there working away on Shane Stewart's car. McFadden next to Donny Schatz. Murcott's car, Dave Sharman just letting the jack down on the back of the mainline Dynalog Dynamometers Queensland Speedway Spaz Eagle chassis 83 car, part of the 2-car Dave Horrell Motorsports stable. Mayolo back underway. Also, Paul Morris. Yellow lights out. 13 laps left to run. Robbie Farr closes the field up, down the back into turn 3. He's on the gas. Farr tries to get a break on Murcott. Murcott drives off turn 4. McFadden's got Jason Myers in his back pocket. The field gets through there. Arbour's gone high. Man's gone through. Shots very high. McFadden comes underneath Shots. Can McFadden get back 4th spot? Shane Stewart trying to drive off the 4th side and get Murcott. Can't do so. Shots on the top side. McFadden down the bottom has to get out of the gas. Shots get the position back. Myers now tries as well. Jason Myers on the high side with Donny Shots trying to get around. James McFadden. Shots moves up the track. McFadden drops off the bottom. Takes away the position. McFadden now up the 4th. Gets over the cushion. Shots comes back. Shots back in between him and Myers. Swapping left, right and centre is McFadden and Shots. At the moment, Shots has got the upper hand in 4th. Farr's got the upper hand over everybody. He leads the race. And comfortably. Myers. Front end off the deck. And Dave Muir got through. Myers very slow off too. Arbour tries to drive around the outside, couldn't do it there. Shots and Stewart run nose to tail. Trying to get Dave Murcott. Murcott sits in 2nd spot. Farr's got 7 to go this time by. Rico Arbour around the outside of Brian Mann. And Myers also. Johnson. Chandler, Jenkins. Stewart, Donny Shots, Stewart and Murcott. Shots on the outside of Stewart. McFadden's back in 5th. Robbie Farr leads. Off turn 4, the laps tick down. 5 to go for Farr. Robbie Farr. Yellow lights come on. And I think it's for Paul Morris, Gesner, Anderson, Mayolo, Lack and Morris. 6 laps left on the Super Cheap Auto scoreboard. Farr's on it early again into 3. Goes up high, Murcott down the bottom. Farr gets a drive off there. Shane Stewart's gap, Donny Shots. Rest of the field comes off Tim and 4. Past the cone, everyone back underway safely. McFadden's gone high once again. Stewart. Almost stalled the car back corner off turn 4. Brian Mann gets the wheels up. Johnson and Chandler are at it. Shots around the outside of Stewart. Can he make the pass? Donny Shots up into 2nd. Shots trying to get Murcott. Can't do so. Stewart trying to come back underneath. Isn't it fair? Morris on his side. Cameron Gesner turned around. Morris turned his car around to avoid it. Just made contact with the left rear of Gesner's car and tipped the super cheap auto J&J on the side. 4 laps left to run. Can Robbie Farr walk away with $10,000? Same as he's always done at the restarts, on the gas in 3. Burkott stays down the bottom. Shots up high, look at the speed. Shots carries into turn 1. Tries to go around Burkott, and he does. On the gas now for Shots. He's out after Farr. He's on the high side. Farr's down the bottom. There's 3 to go. Ronnie Shots is on the charge. Shane Stewart trying to put a slide job on Burkott. Look at McFadden on the high side. Stewart gets through. Farr on the outside. Shots on the outside. Farr down the bottom. There's 2 to go. Farr trying to make it hard for Ronnie Shots. Farr moves up the racetrack. Shots is there as well. Here comes Shane Stewart. There's 1 to go after this. Shots is on the bottom. Can he get the drive? Farr gets it. 1 to go. Shots, Stewart, McFadden's up the 4th. Burkott's back to 5th. There comes Jason Myers. Robbie Farr's going to walk away with 10 grand. Farr on the high side. Here comes Shots. Robbie Farr takes it. Shots in 2nd. Stewart 3rd. McFadden's in 4th. And it's Burkott, Myers, Armour, Mann, Muir, Johnson, Tandler, Wallace, Jenkins, Shirley, Anderson, Lack, Gesner, Mayolo, and Morris rounds out the finishers. What a great 4 laps to the end of the 3rd annual Capalaba Wreckers Gold Cup. And put your hands together for the man who's $10,000 richer, Robbie Farr.
Oh, I tell you what, Trev, how good was that? That's what we all came to see, folks. Really trust you enjoyed it.
Woo! On you, Robbie.
Don't forget, of course, we got the presentations coming up. Friday and Saturday, Super Cheap Auto World Series Australian Sprint Car Open, presented by Performance Wholesale. First night, as I said, supported by Amcas and Mod Lights, and the second night, the big night, late models and wingless sprints will be in support. Well, Trevor, we say it every time, don't we? It just seems to get better and better and better out here at Queensland's home of Speedway, Super Cheap Auto, Archerfield Speedway. I agree. John Kelly's done a marvellous job with this track, hasn't he? Because, you know, after the about a year ago, took a while to get that track back, because bear in mind, folks, that we had up to 4 rows of seats in the grandstand under water. And to have it come back like this, and it has been this way for quite a while, it's just quite amazing, really.
Yeah, it has. The amount of hours that John and a few other guys have put in since the floods last year, turning this track over, digging it up and turning it over, and just trying to get the moisture out that has sunken deep into the track that kept seeping up through it during race nights, and just putting more moisture in it than it really needed, and used to tear itself up. They've done a tremendous job, and as you say, like probably round 2 of the season, this track has been pretty much the way it is now. It's been tremendous. And once again, you know, the guys tonight were all saying that the track's been great. So plenty of lanes of racing available there. You could go wherever you wanted to go. And these 3 guys out front put on a great show, I got to tell you.
Well, like you said, 3 lanes of racing. Donnie was alluding to that in one of your interviews after one of his heat wins. And yeah, I'm sure he'll reinforce that come presentation time. What a drive, and tremendous effort by everybody, actually. Good to see the camaraderie down there too, Trevor. You know, I saw Donnie go straight over to Robbie, and
What did you say?
They're a very firm handshake there and smiles all around. They're all keen competitors, but at the end of the day, they're all out there and trusting one another implicitly out there.
Well, Brisbane, what did you think of that for 35 laps of sprint car racing? Great job from everybody involved. A big thank you to Chris Lawrence from Capalaba Wreckers for once again getting behind the Capalaba Wreckers Gold Cup, 10,000 to win tonight. Great job, Chris.
Thank you. It's a awesome sight, and these things in full flight. There's nothing better. And thanks everybody for coming out, and it's a great event to support. I love it.
All right, let's get on with the presentations. In third tonight, driving the Kratzmann's Caravans BK Trading 77. Put your hands together for Shane Stewart. Congratulations, Shane. Well done. Mate, bit tough out there throughout the whole 35 laps. You were duelling with Donnie and of course, young James McFadden and the rest of the guys. It was a bit of a yo-yo there at one stage. You'd go up and come back and you go up and come back. But towards the end there, you managed to get third.
Yeah, just just a true testament to how strong the World Series really is. You know, there's a lot of great teams and great drivers, and just it's a privilege to be up there to be able to bang wheels for the win. I actually thought Donnie was gonna maybe spook Robbie a little bit and get him off the bottom, and maybe I could sneak by him. But they both raced a great race, and just got to keep Donnie behind us. You know, that guy's a man on a mission when it gets slick like this, and he does the same thing to us at home. So, just can't thank Tony Cochran enough. He works really hard. All the guys that help him, of course, Brent Kratzmann and his father. They put together a great car for me to come race, and just a pleasure to be here.
Congratulations once again, Shane. We'll get you to jump up on the dais there in third spot. In second tonight, driving the Luchmonte Motorsport J&J. Put your hands together for Donnie Schatz. Congratulations, Donnie. You tried hard on Robbie there with the last 4 laps. You tried up high, you tried down low, and you tried to slide, but Robbie just wasn't going to budge.
Yeah, I gave it everything I had. It wasn't quite enough, but it was my own fault. I mean, these guys have been trying to talk me into putting wicker bills on this thing for 3 nights now, and I keep saying no, but I guess we're going to have to.
During the middle part of the race there, you were sort of stuck in the traffic, sort of around 8th and 9th position, and you probably spent more laps there than you really wanted to.
Well, that's just the nature of the beast. I mean, I put myself in a major hole qualifying. To qualify 22nd, come up and start 10th is a major feat, and to get through there, I mean, it was a tricky track. I mean, there was very little on the bottom, and you just kind of had to go where everybody wasn't and try to force them into make a mistake. And I did that most of the race. Towards the end there, kind of forced Robbie to get up there and use up the racetrack, and he did a good job. So, them guys deserve the win. They had a great car. We gave it everything we had. We come up a little bit short, but consistency will pay off for us here, and the big night's coming up. So hopefully we can be in the right spot and get a little bigger trophy on that night.
Certainly is. It's the race you love here at the Australian Open, 20 grand to win. Congratulations tonight once again, Donnie. We'll get you to jump up there in second spot. And the winner, $10,000, the High-Tech Oils, East Coast Pipelines, Robbie Farr. Congratulations, Robbie. Well done. Mate, the start was all important for you. You got the jump on James and you came down and you just had to button off, and after that you just ran off.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to get that done on the start. It was obviously better to start on the bottom there, and just got enough speed on him and just got beside him in the ender and one there, and just carried a bit more momentum, and he buttoned off. And yeah, that was probably a lot to the race. Obviously, we just went to the bottom then, and everyone was sort of following us. I guess Donnie went looking later, and he was coming pretty quick. I'm glad we won 36 laps because I took his line off him once. He wasn't going to let me do it too many times. But great for East Coast Pipeline Racing, Orcon, High-Tech, Vermeer, everyone that sponsors his team. Good bunch of guys. We taught the front off one on Sunday night, and boys worked. They drove back from Warrnambool, got back to the shop, put a new car together, and it's just good to repay them.
That first stoppage, I guess you sort of were glad to see that because you were stuck in traffic and the guys were coming at you and they'd closed the gap down that you created, or because you just couldn't get through the traffic. You were just stuck behind a few guys who were having their own race.
Yeah, it was kind of hard race because it was so slow on the bottom. We just kept waiting for someone to come on the outside, but on that red and that the boys said sort of everyone's doing the same thing, and so we just stuck to the bottom. And then when I seen Donnie, I just had to go looking around a little bit more. But we're happy, and the yellows didn't hurt us, the reds didn't hurt us, and we got a couple when we wanted, and probably a couple when we didn't. That's just the way it goes.
It's a win that you needed, Robbie. Congratulations, well done. Jump up on the podium there and take the spoils of victory, Rob. Put your hands together for Shane Stewart, Donnie Schatz, and the man who's $10,000 richer, Robbie Farr.
Well, what a night. What an absolute cracker of a night. And of course, Friday and Saturday will be no different whatsoever, folks. Congratulations and oh, sorry, Trev, way you go.
Oh, no, but I was going to say, you're dead right. Of course, Friday and Saturday night, there's a lot of people who aren't here tonight who are missing. Of course, you've got Stephen Lyons and Max Dumsley, just a few of the guys that are going to come through as part of the World Series trail that the Australian Open is. It is round 9 of World Series Sprint Cars and doubles as the super cheap auto, $20,000 to win Australian Open. As I said, Donnie Schatz, he loves the race. He's won the last 3. Of course, last year wasn't run due to the floods. But as I said earlier on the night, you can't erase that from your memory when he won in 2009, lapped the entire field, green to checker for 50 laps.